Jake wasn't your average armchair adventurer. He craved the salt spray on his face, the wind in his hair. The open ocean called to him, whispered tales of the unknown. He longed to answer that call, to push his limits against the raw power of nature. So he set his sights on the ultimate challenge, a solo sail through the Bermuda Triangle. This wasn't a decision made lightly. Jake knew the stories, the legends that swirled around that infamous stretch of water. Vanished ships, whispered disappearances, and strange magnetic anomalies. It was a place of mystery, a place of danger. But for Jake, that was all part of the allure. He spent months preparing, meticulously checking his boat, stocking supplies and charting his course. He honed his sailing skills, studied weather patterns, and prepped for every eventuality. He knew the risks, respected the ocean's power, but refused to be daunted. His heart pounded with a mix of anticipation and trepidation as he set sail. The vastness of the ocean stretched before him, a blue canvas awaiting his adventure. He was alone, a solitary figure against the elements. This was his moment, his chance to pit himself against the legendary Bermuda Triangle. The first few days were smooth sailing. The sun beat down, the wind filled his sails, and the ocean was a mesmerizing blue. Jake settled into a rhythm, the gentle rocking of the boat almost hypnotic. Dolphins escorted him for a while, their sleek bodies leaping and diving alongside his boat. Flying fish skittered across the waves, their silver scales flashing in the sunlight. But as Jake ventured deeper into the heart of the triangle, the atmosphere shifted, the air grew heavy, the sky a brooding grey. The wind, once his ally, picked up, transforming from a gentle caress to a forceful shove. Ominous clouds gathered on the horizon, swirling like ink in water. Unease prickled at the back of Jake's neck. He checked his instruments, his brow furrowing as the barometer plummeted. A storm was brewing, and it was shaping up to be a monster. Jake sprang into action. He secured loose equipment, battened down the hatches and reefed the sails. The once peaceful ocean now roared with fury. Waves crashed over the deck, threatening to swallow the boat whole. The wind howled like a banshee, tearing at the sails, straining the rigging. He fought to control the vessel, his muscles screaming with exertion. Salt spray stung his eyes, the taste of it thick on his lips. Every fiber of his being was focused on riding out the storm, on surviving the wrath of the Bermuda Triangle. The storm raged for what felt like an eternity. Day turned to night and back again, the world a maelstrom of wind and water. Jake was battered, bruised, running on pure adrenaline. Just when he thought he could take no more, a new terror presented itself. A blinding light pierced the darkness, illuminating the sky with an eerie green glow. It pulsed, a beacon in the heart of the storm, seeming to beckon Jake closer. Fear warred with curiosity. Was it a distress signal, a hallucination, or something altogether more inexplicable? He had no time to ponder. The storm reached its crescendo, tossing his boat about like a toy. Then, with a sickening crack, the masts snapped. Jake was thrown across the deck, his head striking the railing with a sickening thud. Darkness swallowed him whole. He awoke to a strange stillness. The storm had vanished, leaving behind a gentle swell and a sky washed clean. Groaning, Jake pushed himself up, his head throbbing. His boat was wrecked, the mast gone, the sails shredded. He was adrift, lost and alone. Despair threatened to engulf him, but Jake was a survivor. He assessed his situation, his gaze sweeping the endless expanse of water, and that's when he saw it. On the horizon, barely visible, lay a smudge of green. Land. Hope surged through him. He grabbed his emergency oar, his heart pounding with a mixture of relief and apprehension. He rowed towards the unknown, towards his only chance of survival. Little did he know, he was heading towards a mystery far greater than he could have ever imagined. Section 4, land ahoy, but not on the map. As Jake drew closer, the smudge on the horizon transformed into a lush green island. Towering palm trees swayed in the gentle breeze, their fronds a welcoming beacon. Sandy beaches, white as bone, fringed the coastline, inviting him ashore. He had never been so relieved to see land in his life. He managed to steer his battered boat onto the beach, collapsing onto the sand in exhaustion. He drank deeply from his emergency water supply, feeling his strength slowly returning. He was alive, he was on land, but where was he? His charts showed nothing but open ocean in this area. This island was uncharted, a secret paradise hidden within the infamous Bermuda Triangle. Intrigue warred with his desire to contact the outside world. His adventurous spirit, never far from the surface, began to stir. He decided to explore, to unravel the secrets this island held. He ventured inland, pushing through dense foliage, his senses alive to the sights and sounds of the jungle. Exotic birds with plumage he'd never seen before called from the trees, their songs an alien melody. Deeper into the island's heart he went, following a barely discernible path. The air grew cooler, the jungle thicker. It was then, through a tangle of vines, that he spotted it. Stone peeked through the greenery, carved with strange symbols he couldn't decipher. It was a wall, old and weathered, swallowed by the relentless jungle. This was no ordinary island. This was a place of secrets, a place untouched by time. Section 5. A Race Against the Storm.